certain thing I do, which I shall pass along to you, that's always guaranteed to make me smile. Yes! I go loony as a light bulb battered bug, simply loony, sometimes full wrench in the rug. Mr. Life is swagging a pants and he'll chase those blues away. You can trade your gloom for a rubber room and injections twice a day. Just go loony like an acid casualty, or a movie, or a preacher on TV.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, Richard Core Kenobi here, and I am back again for another movie review. And today we have The Killing Joke, the animated film. This is featuring the voice cast of the legendary Mark Hamill, Kevin Conroy, and of course Tara Strong, and many, many others. And this is brought to us by Bruce Timm and director Sam Liu. And this has been a long time coming. Now, as you can see, I am a hardcore fan of The Killing Joke graphic novel. I read it when I was in middle school, and I read it again in preparation for the movie, and I still love it to this day, even though I only have one really, really good complaint that unfortunately does not ruin the book for me, but it does ruin a certain character for me. But I'll get into that in a separate video. So yes, this is the third time they have tried, because for those of you who did not know, Bruce Timm and his team originally tried to get this movie going in 2009 when Watchmen came out, but when they saw how it bombed, they scrapped it. Then they tried again in 2012 when The Dark Knight Rises came out, but after the unfortunate massacre that happened, they scrapped it again. But then, of course, last year at San Diego Comic-Con, he announced, we're doing it this time. We are doing it. And, oh man. Now, here's how I rate things. I don't do numbers or grades. I do my own rating system called 1 or 5 out of Koras. Yeah, I said Koras, so yeah. So that is how I will determine if this film is worth seeing or not worth seeing. So yes, now let's get into this. Now, first of all, I want to say that this film was released in theaters last night, and it's going to be released in theaters again today while it's out on digitally right now. So if you have not seen this film, there's going to be spoilers for the prologue, but if you have read the book, then you pretty much know how this story goes, so there's literally no spoilers. So yes, you may leave now if you want to. Okay, so basically, what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at the prologue first, and then we're going to get to the Killing Joke part. Okay, so here's the controversial prologue. I thought it was good. You know, I really thought it was good. Now, for those who have been complaining, saying, is this just padding, or what is this trying to do? This is trying to add some character depth and development and make us feel more emotionally connected to Barbara Gordon when she eventually does get shot. And I really do like how they did that. Like, you can tell that this prologue is about us connecting with her and understanding her character and where she's coming from. In fact, there's a certain line in Mask of the Phantasm that Alfred told Bruce towards the end of the film that I think reflects Barbara really, really well. So yes, and I really do like how we got to see her taken to the edge of the abyss for the first time. It's not Bruce, it's Barbara, and that was really interesting. I liked how we got to see some humanity from a vigilante, and I really do like that. And me and my best friend Ronan Joginchi from J3 Entertainment, we were talking about this last night, and we both agreed, yeah, we really do like that. So props to Bruce Timm for that. Now, I think they could have executed it better, but in a way people can understand, because there are me and certain other people are the only ones who will understand this. So yes, but other than that, the prologue pretty much has Batgirl going after this criminal named Paris France. I know. And basically, he's not like any other criminal. He's a good technician, and he's a sociopath. This guy is a real psychopath. And this is Barbara's first challenge into the abyss. And throughout this whole 27-minute prologue, he's pretty much just baiting her. You know, just pretty much bringing out that side of Barbara that she never thought she had. And throughout the end of this film, she decides to quit being Batgirl because she was taken too far. And there is a certain scene that is really, really controversial for stupid reasons. I'm not going to discuss it here, but I will talk about it in a rant video coming up. But I will say this. I didn't mind it. I thought it was good, and it's humanity. That is all I have to say. Even Bruce Timm said, this is how relationships work. They're messy and they're complicated. And this is exactly what this was. This wasn't a lovey-dovey relationship between Barbara and Batman. Yes, they do have a romantic relationship, but it's not a lovey-dovey one. It's a complicated one, and I really do like that. It's a nice callback. So, yes, overall, I like this prologue. And I'm probably going to like it more than other people. Me, Ronan, and Next Gen Striker, every one of us are going to like this prologue better than most people. And that's probably for the best because we can see what they were trying to do. So yes, the prologue on its own, I would give it 4.5 Koras out of 5. It was really good. I really did like how it explored the humanity and pretty much just taking Barbara to the limit. That's what it was about, and we really did get to feel for her in a way we've never gotten to feel for her before. So, props to them for that. Now let's get to the Killing Joke part. Now, I'm also going to talk about my theater experience along the way, because there are some things I need to tell y'all. So, the Killing Joke part, you're probably wondering, did it do the graphic novel justice? Did it do this justice? And was it beat for beat like this? Yes and hell yes. This was literally the best part. The last 2 1/3 of this film is all Killing Joke. And I really like that. You know, even though it's going to feel like 2 separate films, I think that was for the best. Because this, once the Killing Joke part starts, oh my god, there is little to no gripes with anyone. Like, literally, I couldn't find anything to complain about. This was really executed well. Now, they do make subtle and small changes, and I like how they did that because they're not trying to be a blatant copy of the source material like Watchmen. It's still a faithful adaptation, but it's still its own thing to where it can stand on its own, and it does take plenty of risk that I think a lot of people are going to remember about the film. So yes, I really did, and hearing Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill doing this was like a dream come true. Like, literally, it was really good. I loved hearing them perform their hearts out in this. Now, a lot of people have said, you know, some of them don't sound like they're performing to the best. I've been getting a lot of mixed. Some people say, oh, Kevin Conroy doesn't sound like himself, or Mark Hamill didn't give us an epic laugh. Look, guys, okay, it's all in the script. Basically, if you were expecting something gigantic like Mask of the Phantasm, that's not this film. This film is gritty, dark, and it's straightforward, and it's pretty much focusing on one thing. It's not trying to be this gigantic battle, or the stakes are high in the mystery like Mask of the Phantasm. It's trying to dive into the relationship of Batman and the Joker, and it's showing us Joker's point of view of how the world works, and it's giving us his origin story, and it's pretty much just showing us, how far will the Joker go, and what is it going to take for Batman to bring him down. That's what we're talking about here, and that's just the scrape of the barrel, basically, that is basically just more than what you can expect from this film. So yes, you can expect a lot more, but this isn't Mask of the Phantasm, and I like that, And one thing I'm going to talk about is the animation. Now, some people complained when the first trailer came out that the animation didn't look right, and if you did not see the behind the scenes, Bruce Timm and his team explained that they could not do Brian Bolland's art style justice. They couldn't bring it to life because the guy, his drawings are so realistic that when you read this book, like here, let me just give you an example. Look at this. Look how beautiful that art is. They couldn't replicate it. And I really did like how they tried to come up with a hybrid style. So that's why the animation looks very retro-ish. It kind of reminds me of the Batman the Animated Series, which is kind of ironic because this film is not only an adaptation of The Killing Joke, it's also a love letter to the animated series, and you're going to find a lot of awesome Easter eggs and subtle callbacks to the show, so I really do like that. Also too, one thing that not a lot of people are talking about is the musical scene on Looney, performed by Mark Hamill. Now, this was in the book, and I'm surprised not a lot of people were talking about it, because I was really surprised on how good this song was. It was really good. Everyone was kind of humming, and just in my auditorium, a lot of people were actually, moving their heads. They were liking the song, and they were even laughing. And Mark Hamill is a really good stage performer. He has done musicals before, and, it was really good to hear him sing as the Joker, because, I've always wanted to hear the Joker sing. I don't know why. And this isn't the first time he's sang as the Joker, because if you've played the Arkham games, you're going to notice that he does sing at the end credits, mainly City, and it was good to hear him sing, so yes, big props for that. And also, too, what I really like is the fact that this was not rushed, and it was not too slow. It flowed at a perfect pace, because what I wish is that, this is my only nitpick, and this is just a small nitpick, but I wish the flashback scenes with the Joker and the end credits were a little bit longer, because, the prologue is 27 minutes, and when you finally reach the 28-minute mark, that's when the Killing Joke starts. But I really wish they would have made this film like an hour and 20 minutes, because this film does suffer the unfortunate fate of all DC current animated films. It's too short. But this one isn't too short to where, it felt like it just flew by you. This flowed together perfectly, but it made you feeling like you wanted more from it. And, unlike Under the Red Hood or Mask of the Phantasm, where when you look at the time, you just realize you feel like it's been a lot longer than that. So I wish it would have been like that, but that's just a minor complaint. So yes, but now let's talk about the famous dialogue scenes and the flashbacks. The flashbacks were well executed. I like how it was kind of like a retro 1920s style, like the book. And I really did like how we were, for the first time in an animated film, we're feeling sympathy for the Joker. Because pre-Joker was a sympathetic character, and he was just a nobody that no one cared about, who was trying to support his pregnant wife. And, you know, when you finally see what he was like before he became the Joker, you want to see him succeed. You want to see this underdog, this poor guy, you want to see him get rich. You want to see him have a good life. But since we all know what's gonna happen, he doesn't get a happy ending, and it's so sad. And I really did like how Mark Hamill not only came back to play the Joker, but he played pre-Joker. That was kind of good. I liked how we got to see him play him. Sorry, folks. So, yes, the flashbacks were really well done, and the famous One Bad Day speech, and of course, the famous "This reminds me of a joke" speech were done perfectly by Hamill. And oh my god, you know, I did like how, now you're gonna notice one thing from the book, is that they don't take it slow like in the book, because whenever I read this and I hear Mark Hamill, or when I saw this motion comic on YouTube, it was it was well performed, and I liked how it took its time from a slow pace, but it built and built until, you know, Batman just came out of nowhere. I was really hoping they would do that, but they had to mix it up, and they couldn't. So I understand why they had to do it, but it was good to hear Mark Hamill saying those lines while the Joker was just beating the crap out of Batman. So I really did like that. That was a good change. And of course, the famous "this situation reminds me of a joke." Perfect. Just perfect. Although the ending, again, I wish would have been just a little bit longer, because a lot of people are going to be confused, because this does leave on an ambiguous ending. But overall, yes. Now, before I give it my rating, let me talk about something for a minute. I saw this in an auditorium with my brother with over 80 or 90 people. And the theater experience was unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. And I've been watching movies in theaters since 2008, with The Dark Knight, Speed Racer, and Iron Man, and so on and so forth. But this theater experience, this crowd, I'll never forget this. They had so much energy. This was hardcore comic book fans. They laughed at the jokes, they were on the edge of their seats, and they loved it so much. And this is what's going to sound weird, but towards the end, when Joker's making jokes, we all laugh. But here's what's really good. The end scene where Joker says, "It's funny, this situation, it reminds me of a joke." When he says that, and when he finishes it, everyone starts laughing. I start laughing. And we start laughing along with Batman and the Joker. We're laughing and laughing maniacally until the credits pop up. And then everyone gets up and we start thundering with applause. Like, everyone is clapping. And my brother said, "Did we just get infected with laughing gas?" I've never had that happen. This wasn't even a comedic funny joke. This was a joke that, it's a joke, but it's not supposed to be funny. You know, and it's so weird. We all started laughing like the Joker. We weren't doing the Joker laugh, but we were just laughing like, ha 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 ha. Like, the laughing grew and grew and grew. And that was just amazing. I will never forget this, and this had to be probably one of my favorite theater experiences of all time, and the energy was there. This was way better than when I saw Deadpool or Batman v Superman, because when we saw Deadpool, everyone was laughing, everyone was clapping, and then when we saw Batman v Superman, the theater I saw with an IMAX, the auditorium, the people, they were dead silent. They did laugh a few times, but it was a dead crowd. This was a more alive crowd. We were laughing, we were clapping, we were on the edge of our seats, we were singing, humming. One guy, and when I was talking to my friend Ronan Jogenji last night, he actually said that everyone started clapping when Batgirl was about to have sex with Batman. That's crazy! So, yeah, this is crazy. This film is crazy, in a good way. So my final recommendation, because of that amazing theater experience alone, and you can say whatever you want, all of you haters out there, but I don't care. This is my channel, and this is my rating. I am going to give this movie a 5 out of 5 Coras. This is well recommended. I highly suggest you go see it again in theaters tonight. Buy it on digital, and this is definitely worth buying on Blu Ray. Absolutely. This was amazing. This was probably the best DC animated film we've had in a long time. I would highly rank this up there with Mask of the Phantasm and Under the Red Hood. This is in the top 3. So yes, really, really well deserved. And I can't believe this movie has done what Mask of the Phantasm couldn't do. This movie's made money. Yesterday, it played in over 1,000 theaters across the world, and the ticket sales beat Batman Mask of the Phantasm. If this movie would still be in theaters, this movie would have been past 80 million by now. So yes, I love this movie. I can't wait to watch it again. And overall, yes, if you enjoyed my review, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below. Did you see The Killing Joke? What did you think of it? What did you think of the prologue? What did you think of the actual Killing Joke part? What did you think of Mark Hamill, Tara Strong, and Kevin Conroy reuniting for the first time in 20 years? And this just being a great love letter to our childhoods, the animated series. And yes, and will you get this on Blu-ray? And yes, until then, ladies and gentlemen, this is Richard Core Kenobi saying, may the Force be with you. Thank you all, and I'll see you next time.